This is a passage from the Crossway when I reach Lake Geneva in Switzerland. Snow fell through the night, and it was snowing when I woke to leave, but at 7 o'clock the sky cleared. Then I stepped out into a cloudless dawn. The air was so fine, the water so still, that the lake top looked like metal sheeting, while the mountains were shining plates of armour. In Montreux, old ladies wearing sunglasses and fur tottered down the promenade, past snow-blown palm trees and the forecourts of expensive hotels. The doors were locked at the Grand Hotel Suisse Majestique, and the curtains drawn at Le Montreux Palais, but a woman in a blue gown stood on the balcony of the Hôtel du Grand Lac, staring at the silver light. From here the Via Francigena turned south, leaving Lake Geneva on the banks of the Rhône. All day I followed the river, and by tea-time it was snowing again. Come evening, thick flakes battered my hood, and the bursting impatience I had felt in Lausanne was now a reluctant resolve, pressing on in spite of myself. 11 hours after leaving Verviers, I limped into the abbey town of Saint-Maurice. The guest master, Father Pelissier, greeted me in the abbey's entrance hall. He was tall and gaunt, wearing black robes and a braided belt. When I asked if I could stay the night, he winced and spoke in a whisper. The brothers were on retreat for the first weekend of Lent, he said. No one was allowed to stay. I told him that I was crossing the Alps on foot, hoping to make Rome for Easter. Just one night. Please. He winced a second time and said that there might be a bed in the guest house. I was given a small room on the second floor and went straight to sleep, but around 11 I woke to a brassy, woozy noise. An orchestra was tuning in the square opposite the abbey, and coloured lights teased my curtain. Looking from the window, I saw the town hall wrapped in banners and bows, and tables laid out below. Families stood at the tables, tubby in too many jumpers, their faces pinched with cold. Most of the children wore costumes, and I counted a fairy, a vampire, 2 princesses and a small team of superheroes. Then I remembered the date, Friday the 8th of February. This weekend was Carnival. When the orchestra started playing, I got dressed and stepped outside. Men with glowing cheeks stood in the streets. One of them, a middle-aged man in alpine folk dress, took my hands and began mumbling. At first I thought he was speaking Italian. Then I wondered if it was Romansh. Finally I realised it was Latin. I nodded and laughed, as though I understood, until the man smiled and sprawled off. When he came to a bench, he stretched out on the seat, pulling snow over himself like a blanket. In manus tuas Domine, he repeated. In manus tuas Domine.